it's perfect and everything. Cool. Dude. Yeah. Woo.
Are you kidding me? All right.
It's time for the Northwest Fishing Reports. Come along as we travel to hidden gems and fishing hotspots around the Northwest. You'll see a little of everything as we fish with top guides on their home waters and bring you the latest in tackle, tactics, and techniques to help you catch more fish. With Aaron Borg, Mike Carey, and Rob Holman. Now, it's time to go fishing.
What is up, NWFers? I'm up here at Bead Lake in Pend Oreille County with my main man, Double G, Mr. Griddle himself right there. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
He said hi. We're up here and we're gonna catch some macks. We're gonna catch some burbot. And if that doesn't work, well, there's plenty of kokanee to go around. It's $5 per day to be here. It's a national park area, so the federal and state level parking permits and all of that, Discover Pass, none of that's good here. You just gotta pay $5 a day, no big deal. You do also have to disconnect your trailer from your truck in order to park. And there's only room for about 6 vehicles. Like I said earlier, we're here for the macks, we're here for the burbot. They're down deep. And the lake, you know, the lake is full of kokanee and that's their main source of food. So I picked up some, well, let's see, we got a little worm on the trailing treble. Just a little enticer there. Got it on Amazon, it was about $15. This looks like what they like to eat. So we're gonna send that down, see if we have any luck. We're gonna put 2 down, 1 with a chrome dodger, 1 without a chrome dodger until we get things figured out. We have a long line going on in the back here. Just got a couple of clip-on weights on the line. It's probably only down about 5 feet, 10 feet. See if there's any kokanee up towards the top and we'll pick them up if there is. It has a lot of fingers. It's an oddly shaped lake. Here's a map. The map shows all the little fingers. Now the central and middle finger of the lake is what we're going to be dealing with the most today on the western shore. We're going to troll up and down the western shore of the middle finger. Yeah, I know. What else can I call it? Let's get fishing. So right now on the long line we have a cicada trolling fly in black. Looks just like this orange one, only black. There's a nice treble hook on the back and a Wigglefin brand action disc in front of it that gives it a wobble, gives it some action. With a little bit of worm on the main hook of the fly, deadly at all the other lakes. So how could the kokanee not like that, right? We'll find out, won't we? We got a school of kokanee at about 50 feet there. I'm having to tighten the drag up. Actually, I'm gonna let him have a little line. He's tugging pretty good. No, it's taking line. It's taking line for me. So I'd say we either have a burbot or a mack.
Oh, that was a beauty, man. Boy.
Lake trout don't necessarily give up the biggest fight, but he's just sitting there, if you can see that.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Could be lake trout chasing schools, yep. He has no interest in letting me bring him up. And I'm gonna bring him up right out here so you can step out.
Okay. want to walk backwards a little bit when you get up there. So.
Yep. I'll bring him right up to the ladder, scoop him up. He's got to be getting close. There was only 55 feet of land. There's the gear.
There's the gear. Oh, I saw a big tail.
That is such a beautiful fish.
Wow, you caught him on the tiniest little lure.
The kokanee gear.
Wow, that's incredible. Ooh, perfect hookup too, hard. Both hooks in the jaw.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's nice and shiny. Just look at it.
Look at that.
Where's your scale? You said you brought a scale.
Oh, I brought a scale.
Where's it at?
I brought a scale. Let's, this guy's going home with us. So the plan is we're gonna cook this guy up. We're going to fillet him, make some steaks, and we're gonna cook it for lunch tomorrow. Let's see what this guy weighs in at and what length he is.
Almost 14.
33.5 inches, 14 pounds. Wow. But we're marking a lot of fish, schools of kokanee we thought, and probably most likely kokanee, in the 50 to 65 foot range. So every now and again we'd see much bigger markings in the same range, and I thought maybe they can't all be kokanee. They can't, those kokanee are not gonna come up on the sonar that big. So I switched one of the Mack lures out for Max Lure flashlight trolls. Looks like this. And it looks amazing in the water. As for a lure, I put on a Apex kokanee killer, and it was down about 55, 60 feet, and it must be hunting dinner. It must be following the schools of kokanee around, because boy, that's a big boy. We're back at it again. It's a brand new day. Got 3 lines in the water this time. Got a line down with our kokanee broken back replica. We're going about 1.6 miles an hour today. Over here we're down at about 20 feet because we're seeing a lot of fish in the top water, and yet we're not seeing any fish rising. So dragging that through them, see if something's willing to bite. On this guy we have an Old Goat Lures OG1 in black and pink. And hopefully the bite starts.
There's a little something wiggling on there.
So we're definitely into the fish. There's tons of them. We're going back and forth through them, but we're not getting them to hook up. This rod just got a couple bites in a row, and we're thinking maybe he's still on there. Yep, we got something. Ah, fish number 2. The lake is making up for the size of the first one by offering up our first kokanee. We're gonna head back to camp now. Gonna clean up those kokanee, cut up some Mackinaw steaks, throw them in the iron skillet that I brought, and have some lunch. So I like my small kokanee fillets like I like my bacon crispy. All right, I think it's ready. Let's eat. Fried it in the skillet, the iron skillet that was no griddle, with some Cajun seasoning I got while I was in Louisiana last year. A little bit of New Orleans I brought home with me, and butter. That's really it. Oh, and a pinch of salt, smoked salt, that one of my good friends, Andrew, dropped off the other day. Stuff tastes amazing. How is it? Have you tried it?
Nice, crispy on the outside too.
Mmm. Oh, that's great. Moist.
Pretty firm.
Oh yeah.
Very steaky.
Yep. Oh, that is great. Taking one of these home, you know, taking the rest of that home, that's like a whole family meal. There's so much meat on that thing.
You got over 6 pounds, 6 pounds, 11 ounces of meat.
6 pounds, 11 ounces of filet. That's a lot. It doesn't taste like trout. It really tastes more like a mild salmon would taste. Yeah. It doesn't taste fishy. It doesn't have that fishy taste. It tastes really good.
Yeah, it's mild.
It's Rob Holman with Northwest Fishing Reports. It's the end of April. We're here in the Dalles, Oregon. We're going after walleye with walleye legend Ed Iman. But first we're gonna have a quick bite to eat at Cousin's Restaurant and Saloon. So come on in. Wow. That's a cinnamon roll.
I'm having their famous steak and eggs with hash browns, followed by a nice warm cup of coffee. Oh yeah, just the way I wanted it. Look at that. Thank you so much for your wonderful service.
You're very welcome.
You guys have been great the last couple days. We've kind of almost got to know each other.
Right.
And it's been fun.
So,
Good morning.
Morning. Let's take We've got some smiley blades on from Max, and one of the rods has got a setup from Dutch Fork on it.
Okay.
And we're going to troll them this morning for a while and see what happens, and then we'll go from there.
I mean, we're here at the end of April. Is this a good time of year?
You know, it's a transition time right now. We've just gone through spawn, so this is post-spawn. So what we want to do is we want to start fishing right now.
Yeah,
how's that sound?
yeah, right. Well, talk about it.
And the other thing you should do when you put this in, when you go to put this in to begin with, set it in the water for a second and let the rig straighten out behind it. Otherwise, it has a tendency to tangle on your line and on your bottom walker. And then just basically shut the reel off, and we're just gonna make a downstream pass here, and we're just gonna work it real nice and slow. We're gonna do this a time or two, go around the island, go down below the mouth of the chutes, fish those places. This year, we're not seeing any 8-12 inch fish. So the spawn last year wasn't real good. So the fish will mature up, and then all of a sudden there'll be a period there where you've got this hole from this collapse of the spawn for that year.
Sure.
And it happens. It's just a cycle, you know.
Right. So let me ask you, what do you keep and how many per angler?
Well, I like to target at least 5 a person. You know, maybe a couple of more or so, but that's a good, nice little baggie of fish. I fillet them out, you know, and I'm not looking to fill their freezer.
Right. It's not really a meat harvest, type deal.
Now we got a little deeper, so you want to let a little line down.
I got one.
Here we go.
Fish on.
Fish on. Throw that overboard. Just throw it overboard.
Is that your first walleye ever?
No. Today.
Oh, okay.
Today. Yeah. We got some fillets here coming up here.
Let me get the net here. Just reel right down to the water. Now lift, easy, 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 easy. There you go. Columbia River Gold.
Whoa,
right there.
Man, look at that.
See that? And you come loose in the net. Now wait a minute, let me tell you something.
Chunk of worm on it?
Stick your finger in his gills, finger in the grills, now go right up between them, just like that, up a little farther, and in there, see if you get your finger right here,
Yeah.
it kind of like paralyzes them. Kind of like picking a lip in a bass. So put your hand underneath it. You won't cover so much of the fish up.
Okay, Captain.
Hold her way out, Paul.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's a nice sized walleye.
That's an eater.
Yeah.
This is a good eater.
Yep.
For all my walleye fishing buddies, amen. See, I got my hand, bait boy's got his hands dirty, including this fish. There we
Another
go.
one, Paul?
Oh yeah.
Jeez, Paul, you're
Right on. Hey, well, it's technique, man. You got to listen to Captain Ed and his instructions, and you too may catch a fish, Rob.
Now where'd I put the net? Okay, now lift, 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 lift. That's a nice one. Nothing wrong with that one. Look at that one.
Paul.
That one come off the net again.
Paul's
That's why
killing
you
it.
got to keep pressure on.
Paul's killing it this morning.
Perfect.
Look at it, and my worm is still good, okay? And we're ready to go get another one.
See that interrupt?
Isn't that a beautiful fish? I can taste it now. Very good looking fish.
So Ed, you hooked up.
Got one.
Man, it's just beautiful weather out here, perfect conditions. Ed, is this one of your regular spots?
Yeah.
Well, it's producing these beautiful walleye. Columbia Gold.
Now, how come yours are bigger than mine? Oh, look at that! Look at how white he is. That's because the water's cold and it hasn't been up in the shallow water yet. See, these you lift.
Right? A little bit of everything here. We pick up a bass now.
Nice little smallmouth. But he's real light colored yet. And as the water warms up and stuff, he'll get much darker, much prettier. So he needs to go back. Goodbye. See that alcove in the rocks there? Yeah. That's where we're going to find the majority of it.
So Ed, you were talking a little bit about the wind as it comes up. It can be a challenge keeping that right trolling speed.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
That target speed, what is it? What are we trying to be at?
Between 1 and 2 miles an hour. You know, basically, if you can just break the current. One of the other things we do is, like right now, the bite is kind of a short bite, a slow bite, and we'll if the wind's not blowing, you know, we can take a heading kind of, then kick it out of gear and let it coast, and kick it back in for correction. But when the wind blows like this, you got to be on it all the time because it'll spin you around. You know? And you know, I was fishing earlier, but now with this wind, with everything going on, I won't fish because if I take my hand off of the tiller to reel in my rod, we're going to do a 360.
Right.
That was a good segue.
Yeah, well, we'll have Paul put this fish in the boat and we'll come back with a little bit more.
Lodging for today's show provided by Cousins Country Inn. When fishing the Columbia Gorge, come home to Cousins.
Wow. That's a cinnamon roll. Alright, hey everybody, I'm with Lisa with the Dalles Chamber of Commerce. It's Cherry Festival and we spent a good weekend of walleye fishing here. What a great coincidence.
I know, we love that it's the same time of year as the good walleye fishing out on the Columbia, but also the Cherry Festival. It's always the 4th weekend of April. And today is just a beautiful day. We cannot ask for better weather today than this.
Right. So you get spring salmon in here sometimes at this time of year. The walleye is always good. If people are in town, there's lots of stuff to check out.
There always is. We've got several attractions as far as really just class act museums, and then we also have some great breweries, some wineries, and some amazing stores that are one of a kind in our downtown. But as you can see, the Cherry Festival, which is the celebration of the blossom, is taking over this town the whole entire weekend, and there's something for everyone here.
It's a really good time to be here. We're having a great time. Thanks for having us.
Oh yes, my pleasure, and I hopefully we'll see some more walleye caught.
Yeah, I'll get you some for sure.
Thanks.
I am having so much fun today. Another dandy. And we're right below the mouth of the Deschutes River on the Columbia River fishing with Captain Ed.
All right, another walleye this morning. Been pretty steady, pretty fun. These are beautiful fish. Right into there.
Columbia Gold.